Welcome everyone to a casted game for Age of Empires 4! And today, spawning in the southeast corner of the map, playing in magenta, it's Beasty, playing as the Jin Dynasty. And up against him today, spawning in the northwest in blue, we've got msn.dk, playing as the Jushi Legacy. Welcome everyone to Holy Island. And as always, hope you guys are having a great morning, good afternoon, or good evening. Holy moly, that's a lot of sheep. Oh no, Beastie not getting... Oh, he didn't even get that one. That's insane. Let's take a look at the sheep count. 18 to 3, and Emerson just trolling him a little bit. Getting a bit of a hit off there on the scout. Now on the eastern side of the map, on the shores, we can already see that the Jin Dynasty have got their dock built, and that's courtesy of the Mounted Villager. A unit that builds incredibly fast, by the way. It's pretty expensive, takes a long time to train, but it builds so fast that the initial dock comes up really quickly. And then just to add more power to that is that, well, the fishing ships only take 27 seconds to train. Compare that to the Jushi Legacy. Their fishing ships, to be fair, they're 27 seconds as well, so it's pretty good for them. And actually, as it happens, the Jushi Legacy villagers, if I'm not mistaken, do build a little bit faster than the regular villagers. I might be mistaken, I'm sure someone will correct me in the chat. Either way, we know that both civilizations are very strong as hybrid map civilizations, and that's what we've got today. We don't often feature hybrid maps on the channel, but I'm excited because it's the Jushi Legacy after all, and it's the Jin Dynasty more importantly, the new civilization on the block. Now, 23 sheep to 12, Beastie really suffering here in terms of sheep count. Now, granted, it is a hybrid map, so it doesn't actually matter as much, thankfully for him, because otherwise, like on a dry Arabia or something, this kind of deficit of sheep comparatively would be pretty devastating. Love the new colours, by the way. They are looking so good. Let me know in the comment section below if you've been playing Age of Empires recently because of the new DLC. What do you think of the new changes? Because it's not just the new civilization. They've had like balance changes, of course, and the new colours, they look very good. Now, the great thing about the Jin Dynasty as well, not only do they build fast, but because the gather rate on these mounted villages are so good, he's going to be able to get that wood economy very quickly. Already got 3 fishing ships out. Just the third one about to pop out here for msn.dk. The sheep hall comes on in. Now, interestingly, he is supervising the wood, understandably so, because he's trying to convert it into, fishing ships. And eventually, we'll get into dangerous territory in this map, I've got to say, because you've often got land battles, of course, and then they sneak in the odd water battle where micro becomes really important. Now, we'll see how this one pans out. Either way, I'd like to say a very big thank you, by the way, to everyone who's been supporting the channel. Thank you. Special shout out, of course, to the YouTube channel members and the Twitch subscribers. Thanks a lot. Beastie now bringing his sheep back home. Only a handful of them. Well, 12. It's exciting times for Age of Empires 4. Of course, I took a bit of a break, but we are back now casting some games, and I'm enjoying it, to be fair. And we'll hopefully look to be sticking around. And what's going to be curious in this match, though, is whether players will be starting to pressurize the gold. It's a lot of pressure points on this map. You've obviously got the water you contest. Then you've got the golds in the forward positions where you have to be aggressive on land, right? It's not often... I mean, you can't really just be defensive, because if you get pushed off of your gold, then you're in quite a bit of trouble. I'm kind of curious to see what the players will open up with. Now, of course, in the Dark Age, things are a bit slow, because they're investing so much economy into water, so it does take a bit of time to get going. But once they do, it'll be the economy is going to be so strong when they get to the Feudal Age that you can expect a lot of aggression, a lot of units to pop out. Now, Beastie now is going to the gold vein. It's kind of lagging behind almost, actually, a little bit in terms of where most of his resources gone. That's the question, because I think he has invested in a second dock, right? So his kind of greed is a little bit more here. That's why he's going to be up to the next stage a little bit slower, but it doesn't necessarily matter as long as he can get there quick time, which he will, by the way, because when he starts building the landmark, he might rush it down with plenty of villagers. Of course, their villagers, the mounted ones, build faster anyway. So the chance for him to catch up, it's going to be the Jingnang Tower, which is going to be a cool one. It means that it's going to be expecting some aggression, most likely, because the military buildings, when they're placed, they produce a military unit as well. Alright, well, Emerson about to get his second dock up. Going to be a bit annoying with a scout here. I'm sure Emerson will probably bring his scout to fight this off. It's going to be the great pasture for Beastie. Gives him the access to, well, the cool thing about the Jin Dynasty So when you build a landmark, you actually get grassland posts where you can build, well, grasslands. Those grasslands over time spawn horses, and you can use those horses to get cheaper cavalry, or you can save them up and actually bolsters the stats of your units in terms of HP the more horses you have. So a bit of a decision point there. You don't always have to get the cheaper units. You can just keep hold of the horses and make the units that you do have that little bit stronger. Going to be a barracks opening here. Now this is curious because could expect palace guards maybe, potentially spearmen. Now spearmen is something that actually, in some ways, the Jin Dynasty can struggle with because they don't actually have archers. They just don't get them. They don't even have an archery range as it happens. They archery range technically is combined with the machine workshop. Now, there is a unit here though that could be pretty useful at dealing with spearmen. That is the Mohi tribesmen. I feel like we're going to see this opening a lot because, I mean, you can't go archers. A lot of civilizations will want to open spearmen, and he's actually opening palace guards as he is, but I imagine he's going to add in spearmen too. But yeah, I mean, the Mohi tribesmen are kind of cool units, essentially a feudal age horse archer. And they'll be able to kite. I suspect he's going to want to get the +1 attack soonish with steeled arrow, because palace guards going to be relatively tanky, of course slower. So hopefully, for beastie's sake anyway, it's going to go for a bit of a back and a forth and a bit of kiting with these units. We're just going to go past each other. Let's go straight for the gold, these palace guards, right? Yeah, looks like it. Now on the water, units have started to be built. War junk coming out. And a junk for MSN. Just testing the waters as it happens. And yeah, here comes the aggression. Something that MSN needs to deal with. He's going to run into his enemy's gold though. So a bit of a trade-off. He's pushed the villagers all off of gold actually as it happens. Now on the water, both players just booming it up, getting the fishing ships, not being too aggressive. It's mostly the land aggression that's coming out. Going for the Iron Pagoda now as well. So it adds another war stable. Palace guards chasing out the Mohi tribesmen, but he's really spamming them out, right? I don't know if he was supervising it earlier, but these units came out pretty fast. Bit of aggression here. Heels coming out for the fishing ships. Now Springle ship versus a war junk. He's got a war junk of his own. Kind of expecting to see some demos potentially. I mean, the thing about demos is that it's a bit temperamental, right? If you don't land them, then you've just wasted a lot of your resources. And actually, one demo versus one Springle ship. The demo doesn't fully kill off the Springle ship, so it's a little bit awkward. So we typically do see a mass of the Springle ships and archer ships often on the waters. And then eventually, when there's a good sizable mass, one player might decide to go for some demos. The Iron Pagoda, which is the, well, I guess the knight version of cavalry units for the Jin Dynasty. It's going to be a strong combination, actually, I've got to say. The Iron Pagoda and Mohi tribesmen. It's a good counter to the early Palace Guard. Spearmen added into the mix. It's going to go for a bit of a melee mosh pit type of army composition here, MSN. That could become dangerous as the mass builds up. I mean, typically with this kind of play, with the infantry play, you often get a big mass and then you just dive in and do as much damage as you can. And of course, your economy should be such that you should be able to replace that army. The question is, will Beastie allow that to happen? He's going to poke his head forward. It's the right play. You've got ranged units after all. Just go and engage and try and pick off as many units as you can before they get to your base. Spearman trying to brace. The chase is on, but there's only a hand. There's like 2 Mohi tribesmen here, right? So the amount of damage Beastie can do here is relatively limited, at least for now, until he gets more units. Now you can see the investment in the second dock has paid off a little bit here for Beastie. Resources collected quite a sizable amount more, almost 2,000 essentially. That's a pretty decent amount. Now the Zhangnan Tao, by the way, it's kind of had a bit of a change. So it actually spawns armies. You kind of, the more army you make, this kind of builds up the charge on it, I guess, and then you can spawn some units. You can toggle it on to whichever one you like. So that is a bit of a new rework here for the Jushi Legacy. It used to be the case where you build 1 military unit and get 1 unit free. Here comes the kiting with the Mohi tribesmen. Yeah, it's curious because there's going to come a point where MSN is going to be like, okay, I've had enough of this kiting. Let's just go commit. But he needs large numbers before he does such a thing. On the waters, Beastie protecting his economy. MSN just in the midline, hovering, scouting. Beastie's Mohi tribesmen numbers starting to build up. Actually adding in some horsemen here for MSN just to tank that front line. Quite like it. because of course the horseman can actually now catch up to the Mohu tribesman. The horseman rather, 1.88 tiles per second. The Mohu tribesman, 1.62. So horseman can catch up to them. And he's also getting iron undermesh, which is going to be definitely helpful before he engages. You feel like the push is coming, right? There is still arrow coming in for Beastie at a good time. It looks like they might start to fight before too long. Here comes MSN. Oh, riding in the horseman. Iron pagodas. He's got a... hello? Oh, he's going to catch 2 iron pagodas. Pretty big. Or maybe just the one. He doesn't quite get the second, I'm afraid. And he might get it in the end anyway, because he's going to dive on in. Trying to get another war stable. It will go up. Probably going to garrison the town centre. He's diving in. MSN picking off a couple of cavalry, but he's suffering some losses. But if he can get on top of the Mohi tribesmen, it'll be huge. Iron pagodas coming to defend. But it doesn't feel like there's enough iron pagodas here. Iron undermesh really helping MSN out. Beastie sniping out as many of the spearmen as he can. Overall, I think it's okay here for... Oh, to be fair, he's losing the iron pagodas, which is not ideal. There's no units on the wood line, though, harassing. And they are going there now. I feel like he doesn't quite have enough going to the gold for a bit. Yeah, MSN has to retreat. He's done some damage. He's killed 2 villagers, which is not terrible, but he's going to lose a large chunk of the army. Destruction value, though, overall relatively similar. After all that. Here comes another batch of units. On the waters, things are pretty quiet still. Neither player really committing to any plays for Castle Age, of course. Pretty heavy Feudal Age commitment. You typically see that on hybrids map like this. Hybrid maps, rather. Yeah, slowly but surely picking off spearmen. And another palace card. That's the issue with this army composition. Hard to retreat. Picks off another as well. Holy smokes. These guys are actually doing a decent amount of damage. Nice play there, Beastie. To thin out the numbers more than anything. Picks off another. Now, on the water side of things, sizable army for both players. No one really engaging. That might change soon. This is where it becomes tricky, right? So MSN cut off gold. He does need gold for palace cars, and he would need gold for Castle Age, of course. Speaking of gold, Beastie really mining it. Cycling around to the wood line. Spearmen are getting in position. Mohu tribesman might snipe off one villager potentially. Oh, he backs off now. Doesn't really want to commit. Don't blame him. Wheelbarrow coming in. Iron undermesh as well for Beastie. But we'll lose one. The Mohu tribesman. Now, the spearmen aren't slow. I mean, well, they are slow comparatively, but they can catch up if there's a bit of kiting. Oh, bit of action on the water. Some demos. 3 of them. Does he land? He does land. Oh, barely, though. Barely. Absolutely barely. Got some fishing ship. No, he didn't kill a single thing there with the demos. Killed 1 unit with the fighting on the waters. On the land, things are not actioning up just much. Beastie running away. Another demo on the fishing ships. That's a decent demo. That last one took quite a few of those fishing ships away. That's a pretty big eco damage suffered there for the Jushi Legacy. Beastie now happy with that. He gets on home. Yeah, I think there's a good fight there for Beastie overall. Beastie will be happy with that, walling up on the left side as well. But the army numbers for Jushi Legacy, they just keep on building. I think the horsemen could pay dividends here. Also adding in some Chukanoos. Yeah, getting some ranged attack here for the Jushi Legacy. Pretty decent, actually. They'll do well against the Mohu tribesmen. Back at home, I wonder if he's got... Yeah, he's got a couple of iron pagodas. Trying to cycle around the left side. Might even do so. I think... Does MSN notice it? He doesn't. So could be caught. Could be a bit of a trade-off between the two players. Bit of engagement in the middle in the waters. Demos again. Oh, he's going to land. Oh, there's a lot of Springle ships he could land on there. We'll still see. He's chasing. There's only one archer ship. That's the problem. He's trying to spread out and fan out. Demo ship lands. Doesn't achieve all that much, but what might achieve a decent amount is this dive in from MSN once again. Mohu tribesmen are being sent back home to defend. This could be a decent fight here for MSN. There's not a lot protecting, running around with the iron pagodas. Only 4 villagers inside the town centre as well. Loses 1. Oh, could get sandwiched here. Jushi Legacy with the Chukanu. Mohu tribesmen trying to catch up to this, but they're still quite far away. Here they come. Iron pagodas running into all sorts of trouble. He's trying to focus on the Chukanu, understandably so. And overall, to be fair, he's navigated that pretty well, Beastie. He's dragging the army away from his base at least. On the water, though, side of things. It's gonna he might heat up in just a minute. Here we go. Demos. Oh, MSN. He doesn't notice. But again, oh, that was huge. The last one there. 4 Springle ships go down. That is absolutely huge. And you can see there, it feels like the magic number of demos is looking like it's 3. 3 is the magic number. That's massive. Now, Beastie, he's going to go straight forward, right? He smells blood. Sure, he's kind of backing off on land, but on water, if he can clear up MSN's position, that could be devastating. But MSN's got a decent number of units. He's actually going to get a couple more archer ships, I suspect. The demos is something he's really got to deal with. Land now, pressurizing once again, going underneath the town center. Quite a lot of iron pagodas, but that's a lot of spearmen. I'm not so sure about this fight from Beastie. He's taking it. On water, though, action is heating up. Another 3 demos. He's backing away. He gets it. The demos are okay. They were decent. He's seen better. He's diving right into the economy. A lot of iron pagodas about to go down. That's a lot of spearmen. Holy moly. This could be bad for Beastie. And, I mean, he's holding on. He's holding on. The choke point's not really helping MSN's case here. Because the Mohi tribesman behind there, sniping things out. Looks like Beastie on the ropes. He might have overextended on water. MSN might just fight this back and push on once again. On land, though, MSN licking his wounds. He's done some damage. And he's going to have to find a way to regroup and recover, which, to be fair, for the Jushi Legacy isn't too hard, considering they can always supervise their buildings. But we're going to get that tug-of-war action again. MSN needs to back away. It feels like he's got a better navy, though, right? This could be dangerous for Beastie. He may have overextended in that last fight on water. This could be a chance for MSN to really push on in. Don't forget, there's a big chunk of economy. Beastie prepping himself, getting the 4 demos on the right side to swoop on in if MSN does cross this point. If he goes through here, the demos could sweep in from the right. You see he's getting prepped and ready to do just that. Scout absolutely slayed. Now, villager-wise, you can see it's just so good here for MSN, but obviously it doesn't tell you a whole picture because the mounted villagers take a lot longer to train. Mohi tribesmen always trying to keep the Jushi Legacy honest. Keep them at home, ideally. Looks like Beastie is eyeing up Castle Age. He's going to get there a lot quicker than MSN because MSN's really quite hard committed to units. He's got a lot of units, by the way. He's going to go for the Dragon Pavilion in a nice spot on the gold berries and deer. And double gold, actually. It's a really good spot for that landmark. It's pretty defensive. It comes in with the msn.dk emplacement, which essentially spawns units that garrisons inside the building. And when the enemy comes and approaches, those units pop out and fight for you. It's a nice spot to have it. Definitely need to protect this area. He's also got 3 outposts as well. You can see he has to control this map, this area. Now, Beastie in the Castle Age. Bear in mind, this is a bit scary for him, right? Because MSN says, okay, you invested a lot of resources into the Castle Age. I'm going to fight you on water, and I'm going to fight you on land. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be coming down to how much damage MSN can do. And when does he decide, okay, enough is enough, I need to get to the Castle Age myself. This is where things are pretty cool because, you know, both players gone for slightly different approaches. Earlier tech up here for the Jin Dynasty, Feudal Age aggression for MSN. I suspect MSN probably won't be producing many more units. You probably want to take a fight, do as much damage as you can, and then age up to the next stage. Oh, demo's coming in from the right side. We kind of expected that to happen. Now, will it land? It's going to land 2 there. Takes out, decent chunk. Well, I mean, 2 Springle ships, 3 Springle ships go down. But this is a fight that I don't think Beastie can win. I suspect MSN, just by raw numbers, will win it. And he's lost a lot of units here, Beastie. He splits the army off into 2. Uh-oh, Beastie, no. He's going to lose a lot of these mounted villages. These are prized possessions for the Jin Dynasty. Diving on the right side as well. Split the army, though, makes it a bit tricky. And the Menjanmuki does also work on the town centres because of the Dragon Pavilion. On water, though, Beastie's lost it. The naval fight, we could expect it because of the sheer numbers. The thing is, these guys move so fast, they can actually get out of the way. Spearman is hard to raid with Spearman now. Oh no, he could have if he was spotting that. That could have been devastating. He didn't. In the end, though, could still be a bit of a naval fight. Beastie might throw everything he's got. It doesn't have that much, to be fair. Speaking about throwing about everything you've got, that's exactly what MSN is doing right now. And he should be able to age behind this, believe it or not. Beastie wants to do as much eco damage as he can with the Navy. He's throwing everything. He's throwing the kitchen sink. I think he understands he's probably not going to keep hold of the water, so might as well make as much value as he can with what he has. Now, by the way, the emissary has gotten the tributary and the trade post, so some free farms there for him. It's going to be the next stage with the Mount Lu Academy. Water, though, yeah, Beastie's going to lose his navy. Taking a couple of fishing ships, but yeah, not too bad there for MSN at all. He'd be happy about that. Thing is, he does need to take out the fishing ships that Beastie has. He's still got a decent chunk of economy. It's unprotected, yeah. He's got to go and do it. He's got a lot of navy, holy moly. So it feels like MSN's won the water, which if he can now take the game to the late game, it could put him in a really strong position. But he's got to pump out units. He's not in the castle age just yet. There's a chance here for Beastie to get a counterattack in play, but trouble for him is he's only really got the Mohi tribesmen. And now with MSN in the next stage, he should be able to get that upwards really quickly, especially if he supervises. It doesn't look like he's supervising just yet. MSN, his army's out of position. He needs to be here now. Could be a lot of dead villagers. Imperial officials go down. He targets those. Yeah, these villagers getting absolutely slaughtered. Nice dive in here from Beastie for sure. MSN, he wasn't paying attention. He's paying the price. The question is whether MSN can take out this army. If he can, I mean, he kind of needs to, right? Oh, he's losing all his Imperial officials. He's lost every single one of them. That's a big hit to the economy. Great dive there for Beastie. Huge amounts of damage. Granted, he lost the waters, but he's done so much damage on land that he's not looking in too terrible a spot. And the big question as well behind all this is, well, what about relics? Beastie, going to be getting one soon. Oh, villagers on gold, getting absolutely trashed. 3 of them go down. Eventually, he does deal with this MSN, but he lost so much. Speaking of which, I really hope for his sake, he spots these fishing ships. Still producing some military on water. Does Beastie feel like he could come back? The potential for it maybe. Doesn't have naval arrow slits. Oh, this is interesting. Bit of a sneaky pathing here. He's going to go around. He's going to go to the fishing ships, right? Get a lot of damage that way. MSN's not spotted it. Oh, wait. No, don't leave this. Where are you going? Did he spot the army? I think he spotted the army. Either way, down in the middle. That's a lot of spearmen again. The question is, army composition for the Jushi Legacy. If he goes Chukunu as spearmen, how does the Jin Dynasty deal with that? That's going to be hard to deal with. He's still making navy. Stop making navy. He's just got to go for the kill. I think he's cautious. Perhaps he just doesn't know. Beastie doesn't have any military here on the water. Of course, we know. We see everything. Mohi tribesman on the left side. Gonna cycle through. Does he spot that? Oh, he's coming back. He might run in to pick off some reinforcements on the water, though. Okay, MSN spotted it. These ships, though, still hiding. He's going around. Yeah, he's going to go for a bit of a counterattack. Pretty cool to see that, by the way. Counterattack even water. Just to do some eco damage. Eke out every advantage you can get. Mohi tribesman. There, MSN, he's going back. He doesn't want to risk it. He's going to lose a couple of villages for sure. Yeah, Beastie will be put off water, but he's going to take some fishing ships with him. Mohi tribesman. Oh no, this is not good for Beastie. He might lose all of this if MSN spots with the second army. He doesn't. He spots this now. There's nothing here for MSN to defend with. A mass migration of the fishing ships. But he has won the water. That's the big deal. That puts him in a good spot. A lot of fishing economy still remains. Beastie with 4 of the relics. You know, it'd be crazy if he can get this one as well, but probably unlikely. Look at the military numbers, though, for MSN on land. That's an absolutely insane number. He's got to find some big fights here, Beastie. The question is, can he? He's migrating down the southeast now for the fishing. Oh, picks off some of the Menjin emplacement dudes. Beastie's floating a lot of food on... is he thinking about Imperial Age, rather? That'd be insane. I was going to go for a keep there on a really strong position. There's a lot of stone gold there to gather. He's going to dive here, potentially here. I think he should. He's got so many units. So it's a question if he can catch up to this or not. He's still got 1 archer ship. It's got to be so annoying to have to deal with that. It's that constant threat. Is he still on water again? Oh, he's going to engage here. That's a lot of Iron Pagoda, but that's a lot of spearmen. Oh, he's going to go for the bribe. Double bribe. Beastie should get it. This could be devastating, actually. MSN not pulling away. He does, but way too late. He catches so many of the spearmen. Beastie could bribe his way back into the game. That turns the fight in a huge way. In the end, though, I wonder whether MSN still kind of has enough. I don't think it does, because that is a lot of iron pagodas. Defender's advantage, obviously there for Beastie as well. I think MSN might need to back away. That was huge for Beastie. Turned the fight completely. Yeah, that's definitely a fight for Beastie. And he'll win it. MSN has to back away, regroup. Yep, he's going to do just that. Going to be some upgrades for Beastie as well, just to build up the economy. Of course, now his economy is fully on land. The tough part is, as well, is that, well, when we think about smooth transitions to food income sources, well, you've got the free food on the map here, but once that runs out, Beastie's going to suffer when it comes to water, well, when it comes to food, because he doesn't have water, right? So he's going to have farming transitions, which is going to be very expensive, whereas someone who does have the water advantage, of course, is MSN right here. He's got his fishing economy set up, so it should be the case that he can pump out units for a very long time. You can see the gather rate there. 1,600 for the Jushi Legacy, only 800 for Beastie, and that 800 is going to plummet very quickly if it doesn't have the wood for farms. He's actually going to be committing to the Imperial Age here, Beastie. I don't know if he wants to take this fight before the Imperial Age. It looks like he... yeah, this could be bad for him. That is a lot of spearmen, iron pagodas. Yeah, they're not going to last too... Oh, he's going to go for the bribes, though. Okay, that's one way to do it. And he's going to get huge numbers of units. MSN is not pulling away for the second time in the game. And he loses so many of units. Going neutral. Great play there by Beastie. That buys him so much time, by the way. Now, it feels like he can safely get to the Imperial Age because of that. He's going to go with the Pagoda Forest. This is such a beautiful landmark. Oh, holy smokes. It's going to go with 20 villages. And these are the mounted villages as well. So this will go up in no time. Now, this is a very cool landmark. It actually essentially has a Wololo in it. You garrison in the monks. And you cannot garrison up to 3 of them. And it gets rings around the Pagoda Forest. And so it's kind of cool because the innermost ring expires quickest. And then the next one outer. And then the other outer one behind that. And so it's a big radius of the Wololo. Oh. Hello, villagers could get caught. There isn't any garrisonable spots for villagers. Oh, Wololo comes out instantly. The monks, there's only two of them in the MSN. He needs to back away. He might lose everything. Oh my god, everything gets converted. Ow, the Springles don't get converted. Interesting enough, I don't think. They don't. But everything else did. And that is it. GG gets called. A huge Wololo there for Beastie. A game-winning Wololo in a position where MSN looks so strong. But in the end, Beastie with the bribes. Beastie with the Wololos. That is the new Jin Dynasty. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll leave on the end card on your screen right now an overview of the Jin Dynasty. Only 8 minutes, but it tells you everything you need to know about them if you're interested to find out more. Either way, I hope you guys enjoyed it. Take care, and see you next time.